I am really excited to tell you that I'm about to hit 100 podcast episodes. Episode 99 drops on Tuesday, and then 100 drops the Tuesday after that. And so today, I want to talk with you about 5 things I've learned from getting up to 100 podcast episodes. The first thing is that you won't be perfect when you start off. Sometimes we say, well, I got to go get these 10 things all done just right before I start. And I think that's the wrong approach. Better to look at what is the absolute minimum. Like for podcasting, let's say you're doing an interview podcast, you have to be talking to someone who's interesting. You have to have something interesting to talk about that interesting person with, and you have to distribute it in some fashion. That's actually all you have to do. You don't have to have ads or sponsorships or intros or outros. There's all kinds of stuff you don't need to start. You should probably just start. The second thing is to start simple and really just to start with the most basics. When I started off, I had sort of a general thought of, I'm going to go promote my book. That'll be the offer. But ended up more shifting over time to promoting other things, having other conversations. But just starting simple is fine. That at an absolute minimum, you don't even have to have guests. You can just look at your body of work and what are some of the things you tell your clients again and again, and then say, okay, well, these are the 5 questions I answer most often. So I'm going to go do a podcast and I'm going to go do 1 episode per each of those questions. So what do you need? You just need a mic and you need Libsyn to distribute it. That's really all you have to have initially, maybe Zencastr to record. So starting simple is better than planning out everything long in advance. Third thing, get a team. I did the first few episodes on my own where I was doing audio editing in Audacity, loading it up into Libsyn, creating social media art in Canva just to get a sense of what I wanted. And I've had a few people help me along the way. I'm using Riverwood Media now, and I'm going to go try out there we go. There's Riverwood Media. So Rihanna over there has handled, and she's even gone back and re-edited some earlier podcasts. She handles everything on her team. So the social media art, the getting audio snippets, the putting into Libsyn, even choosing titles, often the coordinating with guests. Someone else handles all of that. So my attention is on finding really great guests, doing interesting podcasts, and then having the vision of where do I want this thing to go? What should the next 100 episodes be like of Redbeard Radio? So Riverwood Media is really great for that. My next thought is that not all episodes are created equal, and that's okay. When I look back over these first 100 episodes, and I've recorded another 20 or 30 beyond that, so I've recorded around maybe 130 episodes now. Some of them are incredible. I recorded one this last week with Mark LeBlanc. It's going to go live in a month or two. Incredible. And I can see that as maybe a life-changing episode for me to record. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as well. There's other episodes where I think, oh, well, that was a week. It went live. It'll help somebody probably. And that's okay. There's not a need to make everything perfect. If you're aiming for maybe only 10 episodes total, okay, yeah, make everything be 10 out of 10 top shelf. But for a lot of people, if you're doing a lot of episodes, you think about John Lee Dumas, right? Over 1,000 episodes. I'm sure looking back, he'd say he had some favorites and there were some that were not that memorable for him. And that's okay. We don't need to try to be perfect in all these things. So the 5th thing is starting is more important than perfection, which I sort of said before, but I'm going to say it in another way. Recently-ish, I joined John Lee Dumas's Podcaster's Paradise, and that's been fantastic for finding out what am I not doing as well as I could be, because JLD lays out all the podcasting stuff, like every little detail you need to know. And I think, what if I'd gone when I wanted to start podcasting, instead of just hitting record and going for it, what if I'd actually done everything JLD said and gone through the entire list of everything? That would have been so much more energy. And I also didn't really know where I wanted to go yet. Like when I started off, I was using this as the call to action everywhere. Go get the book at redbeardimpact.com. And when you listen to my first 20 or 40 episodes, you'll hear me talking about, oh yeah, that's like in chapter 5 of my book where I talk about this, because I thought that was the main lead magnet. And now at episode 100, I'm thinking, I think I'm going to do something different. And I'm then going to go back to all those earlier episodes and insert this other offer into the first 100 episodes because I wasn't really sure. So yes, Podcaster's Paradise is a great place to go, and you'll learn about how to do all these things, but don't worry about doing all of them at the beginning. Just go ahead and get started. So some quick links here. If you want to go and get my podcast on YouTube, just go to redbeard.tv. You can also get it on any platform at redbeard.am. You can also get the Android app there. On Facebook, Redbeard Brian, and then on Twitter, I'm at Redbeard Brian. Thanks for listening.